guys, welcome back to Mentology by Lola. Nice to see you. Well, I'm not really seeing you, right? You're seeing me. I have another junk journal folio that I made, and I actually wrote it down so I can tell you. It is a stacked envelope file folder, and I got the idea from Robin Dudley Howe's Howes on YouTube. And I know a lot of people were making them, and I do have quite the affinity for the file folders, but mine got a it got a little chunky, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's supposed to be quite this chunky, but I started using Timmie Holtz stuff, and you know, once you start using Timmie, it kind of gets a little out of control. So let's just get right into this, okay? So I used my favorite. I used a seam binding that I just love, and I actually attached it this time, so it's on there pretty well. I am very happy. I did a long piece of it because you have to put it on before you complete it if you're going to put it inside of your book. And I'm not going to lie, this got, I don't even know how I got this big. Let's just say. Okay, so the whole outside front cover is a bunch of recycled envelopes, which I love too. So I took those and I needed something to tie that all together, and I thought a piece of twine would be big enough. Well, let's just say I probably need something a little thicker than that too. So here's the first coin envelope, and this, unless it's not Tim, assume everything is Tim Holtz, okay? So I put a little postcard in there. This is not Tim Holtz. This is actually Seven Gypsies from years ago. But it just happened to fit right in there perfect with the number. And I put one of Tim's little stamps on there. Flip it over. And this is a piece from his new collection with his tags. And oh, I'm sorry, I have glue all over my hands, you guys, from working. And every time I go to look, it's more glue. Anyway, I digress. This is one of his new tags. This is more of his paper, and I'll just stop saying that. Here's another one of the little vintage tags that came in the package. There was like, I don't know if there's 12 or 15 tags in the string, so that's a great thing to buy. And then here is a little crayon box. It really doesn't have a theme except that it's Tim. So here's one of his old cards, some buttons and flowers and some lace, and this one I did 2 tags. And all the paper I used was from Memorandum, and this is actually tape that I made. So it turned out really, really cool, you guys. That tape I love. It's just tape that you put the alcohol ink on, and you let it dry, and it turns to vintage tape. So there's that. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see it. Then this flips open, and just did a cardboard measuring tape and some paper. This is another like little report card, and inside of there I had printed out just a cute little check for the Sentinel Printing Company, and I just printed it on paper and distressed it, and that was I'm sure that was a freebie online, so I just put that in there. This is the other page, and I put part of an old lace doily on it, and this is a report card, and I used some washi tape. And this one opens up, and in here I have another receipt that I printed on onion skin paper, and it is from the carpet company, and I think it's Maine, and I love it because when I distress it and stuff, it says down here 1907, and because I do it on onion skin paper, it really feels like it's an old receipt, and I just love doing that. And so then up on here, I actually went around the envelope because it had the little window. I went around with washi tape, and I liked that, so I kind of collaged it. I flipped this over, and then flip this over, and this is an old report card, and that actually is part of that's why I used my tape, is because this tape is throughout this paper pad by Tim Holtz, the Memorandum. So I thought, well, I needed to kind of keep with that theme. Here's another pocket that I made, And inside, and all of these are, like I said, all of these are from envelopes. And this is just a layaway card, and this is the letter H, and I put that because it's Tim Holtz, and that is also one of his old collections. Okay, then you open this up, and just has more paper there, and here's some more. Another envelope, and inside of this envelope I made just a notepad. I took one of his pins, glued it up to the top. I just used some coffee dyed paper in there, backed it up with some more of his paper, put that in there. So that works like that. Here's this side. I put a parcel post piece. I put some of my tape on it, more washi tape. Here's some more paper, and actually in this one I left it blank, and I only left it blank because there's so many things on this in this journal that I thought if I leave a couple things blank, the people will be really happy, whoever gets this. Then this side has more of my tape, and then I had done my wax vial labels. I found out that's what they're called, vial labels. And this one just says envelope, which was perfect, and it's the definition of an envelope. And this was the one that I did with the wax beads. Love that. This Gail, I never say her last name right, Agdanosti, okay. She had done a tutorial on this, and this was so great. This was just a plain white bag. I had taken it, distressed it, stamped on the whole thing, folded it in half, and then put the lace on it, and then you put lace inside, and you do pockets. Well, these are some of Tim's journaling cards, and so I put just a couple in there. And then I stuck those inside of this envelope halfway, so it only goes in this much, or this much, as you can see. Sorry, you guys. I feel like it's been a long time since I've made a video. I know it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it. I've had a lot of things going on in my life, and none of them good with friends, and I'm very distracted, but that is not for here nor there. We're talking about happiness and crafting. So then I did that, put another piece of washi tape here, opened this up. This has just, this is a pocket. Again, I didn't put anything in this pocket, and I left it so that the person who wants to put something in it can, because it's so chunky. I just put, these are part of his words, those sticker books that he has, and this one just says throw kindness around like confetti. Up here I did a eyelet, and I put inspire, and I did some matching of the theme binding up in there. So then this flips back and forth just like this. You guys, I just don't know how it got, I don't know how it got so chunky. So that's how it's supposed to be, and then you just tie it, and now you can see why I say it would have been nicer to have probably a thicker piece of twine. But it's already embedded in the seam of the book, so I can't take it. Well, I could probably add something else to it, but I'm not sure how. So, anyway, so let's get into the book. Here is the first page of the book, and remember I told you it is a file folder. So, here's the first page. I did a lace. This is part of the vintage lace that I had gotten from the thrift store, and I found out that most of it was from France, and it was very, very old. And I know because a friend of mine's daughter works in a museum, and when she saw my lace on Instagram, she said, do you know all that is from France and it's very old? And I said, nope, because I got a bag of it for $1.99 at the thrift store. But I'm trying to use it and not hoard it, so I thought a pocket would be great with this yellow. This is also a pocket up in here. I didn't put anything in there either, because I thought I got enough other stuff going on here. People will, move it around or do whatever they want. In here, I did a pocket inside of a pocket, and it's just one of Tim's cards from his kind of the Project Life cards. He has his own line. So I took that, made a pocket, and then put two more little things in there that you could journal on. And these are from his word cards. Okay, this was just a very, very thin piece of paper. So I took his tissue paper and I decoupaged that and just left it. I just really liked that. So I just put decoupage on this and decoupage on that and just left it. And it's that yummy feeling, kind of like my pouch, that feels like pleather. It's very pliable, but it's completely dry and it's not sticky. It's just this wonderful, yummy stuff. And I do remember the stuff that I used. I used Collage Page, and I always use matte. I have to buy it. They used to sell it at Hobby Lobby, and they don't anymore. And I just bought it because it was on clearance and fell in love with it. And I think that's what's giving me this yummy, pleathery feeling. So I know you can get it on Amazon, and it's not really, I don't think it's any more expensive than Mod Podge, but I really like how it works. So anyway, that's that. Then this side, I did graph paper. Here's a tag, a side pocket, and a little word that just says remember. Okay, over here is just a dictionary page. This was, I can't remember where I got these. I have a little box of all these cards that have all these little quotes in them. And I don't have the box anymore. I think it's Jilly Bean. And this one just says, hold hands every chance you get. Added a little tag with lace on it. This is a piece of my coffee dyed paper, and this is some other paper, and I just put flowers on it. There's a little envelope, and inside of there, I did another one of my onion skin papers, and this is a letter and receipt from the hardware store, from Bigelow and Downs. And I just thought that was really cute to stick in there. Just something vintagey that goes with all of Timmie's stuff. So I put that in there, and that's just clipped on. Here is a music page, and I made a little envelope and used one of his flowers and cut it out and distressed it. I made the envelope out of a shorthand page, and then I put two more of his little journaling cards, and then I put a little girl in here, made it look like it was, I'm going to say like a school picture that someone had mounted, like a slide, and it says, go where your heart takes you. And so I thought that would be just kind of cute. Use another piece of vintage lace there. Here's a piece of the onion skin paper. Here is a piece of, just a piece of paper that I had. And I had taken Tim Holtz's stencil, and I had done his, it looks like the coffee splatters, the stencil. So I did that, put on some lace and some flowers. And then when you flip it over, I had this piece of paper that feels like fabric, but it's lacy-like. So I put that down, and I didn't like the way it looked by itself. So then I took the bottom of one of my Porch Prints printouts that I got from my Porch Prints. Did I say that right? Yeah. And I just put that on and used it as a pocket, and then I used some of Tim's ephemera that looks like little mini index cards and clipped it with one of his paper clips. This is Old Player piano paper, and this is one of my big chunky paper clips that I made. And I just happened to have made it like Tim and put that on there, and then just used it to stick another journaling card up in there, and it stays so nice. And then that's the back of it, and it says make it happen. This is a piece of my avocado dyed paper, another little flower, just some lace. I printed out vintage on a piece of avocado stained muslin. And there's that. This one is an envelope, and it is so chunky and thick. Another idea from Gail. And so it was put on a piece of the paper from the collection. And this is pretty chunky. This is pretty heavy. And so it is 2 covered envelopes. And then it's got lace, and it's got one of his cabinet cards, and it's got a vial label in it. And then I stuck, I can't remember, I stuck something in here. Let's see what I put a report card in there. And then you open it up, and I collaged all this. So this is all different papers and some of my tape. This is actually just one piece of the paper. And then at the top, I put in a blue inventory tag with some of Tim's paper. And then you flip it over, and it's the little girl, and it's some lace, and here's a little lace doily and a vintage button and another vial sticker. And so I put that on there, and it just, because of the weight of it, it just stays. I don't have to do anything. It's perfect. So I just flip it over. This is a glassine bag that I coffee dyed, put some flowers on it, and then I did a little flower bag. These I got from Hobby Lobby, and then I just put another picture in there of a cabinet girl, of a younger girl in there, and I just thought that was cute. And this just happened to go with the line. It was one of my embellishments that I had, and so I just stuck that in there. There's that. This is an envelope. This is a chunky paper clip that I made with Tim's gears and some of his flowers. This was an envelope, and inside of the envelope has just a yellow receipt with nothing on it. If you wanted to journal on it or do whatever you wanted with it. I guess it depends if you're going to use it as a true scrapbook, or if you're going to actually put photos in it. Because the old scrapbooks that I had as a kid, you saved tickets and movie receipts and notes from friends. I mean, this would be great for that. Then this is one of the envelopes with newspapers that I learned how to make, and I had a bunch of them sitting around. And so then I made 2 tags, and this is paper that I had collaged and made myself. And here's the other one. Sari silk, some twine, some ribbon. These are Tim's flowers that I punched out. I wanted them to be really, really mellow, but just kind of went with the colors. So I just put those in there. I like the way those turned out. And then you open this up, and I took one of Tim's flowers and put that inside of it. And it's all glued down to a piece of the old notebook paper. Here's the other part of the dictionary page, and I put some lace on it. Here is a old bag that I cut apart and an applique, and inside of it I put one of Tim's inventory tickets, a heart, and then 2 of the Instant Family. So I added those. I love those. I love that. Those people, I call it add an Instant Family. And here on this back page, I took a napkin and I decoupaged it. I had seen that done with somebody else, and I wanted to try it, and I love the way it turned out. When it is done, you can't even tell the difference between the decoupage and the paper. This is an old card game. It was a pad. Let's see. It's not really bridge, but it's something like bridge, and it was a card. It was 4 cards. And someone had given me a bag of these, and I don't even know what card game it was for, but I stuck it in there because it was just really cute. And then I took my porch prints. I had 2 little envelopes, and they were so cute. They actually have the little postcard in them. So I stuck that in there, and it went really well with the paper line, and it was like that. So I don't know if that makes any sense about what that is, but because it's a recording, like if you played bridge, you would write it down. This is kind of like that. And then on the back, I just did some of his fabrics, and I did a vial label that I had done the wet beeswax on. Here's some old school paper, primary paper, and Tim's tape measure. Here's from a very tiny little journal that I got pages from. And I stamped on a rim tag, and I put one of Tim's 55 paper clips on there. This was another green sheet of paper from that score pad packet that someone gave me. And then I put on some green, why can't I think of the name of it? Cheesecloth and some vintage lace. And again, I took part of Tim's cards and made this pocket, but I used an actual paint chip from the hardware store and turned in, that was the back of it, and then this was part of the vintage Project Life cards. And then I just made a little booklet using some of his ephemera and some lace, and when you open it up, it's shorthand pages, and it's paper, and it's music, and actually it was just scraps that I had left, and I thought it would make a really cute little journal. I stuck that in there. And then here is a piece of, I dyed this, and it's not vellum, and it's not, I can't remember what the paper is. There's a name for it, but it's not vellum, and it's not onion skin. And so anyway, I dyed this, and then I had some more of his ephemera, and I thought this was cute. I left it open to put your picture in, and then it just says, a happy memory is a joy forever, and then I put lace on that. This is one of the papers from the collection, and I took his milk carton lids, or milk jug lids, and I used that as a tab. And so I put it on this side, and then you flip it over, and I put it on this side. Then on this page, which is the center, I did a half pocket with a dictionary page. Sorry, drew a blank there. Put it in an old library card and a weekly time card record. Thought that was cute. I had originally put a doily in the center and it was really flimsy, so I had to glue it together. But then I had found the picture of these girls that I loved, and then it just says special delivery, and I thought that was really cute. I just love this picture. It is such a great picture. And then on the other side I did just Timmie's flower, and then down the center I did charms, and you can see I did just a design and keys. I just did a bunch of keys, like a bunch of gold keys. And then Tim had these old metal, oh gosh, I've had these for years. They all have tabs, and then they have little words that you can put on, so I put secrets on there. And then on this is the other blue page that I wasn't sure what it was. I made one of my little paper clips, and then I put a real vintage postcard on here, and I just thought it was so sweet. It is it just says the simple postcard, and it's got a poem on it, and then on the back it's written on, and it's actually from San Diego, and it is from 1921. So the gal wrote it from Iowa and sent it to California, and it's dated 10/17/21, and I thought that was just perfect for this. And so then I just put it in my little paper clip there, and it just stays there. Just move that little charm down. The only thing I have to say is sometimes those charms do not want to stay in the right place. So let's see if we can get this down. There we go. And then just do, every time I put that in there. Okay. Here's another one of those score sheets I talked about, and then I did 2 things of lace on this page. Here is the other half of the really small notebook, and it says choose to see the good stuff. I used all different pieces of washi tape from Tim's collection. Here's a piece of ephemera. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. And I love this little page. So this is the other half of the scorecard. And I wanted to use this piece. It's a piece of a collar, and I just love it. And I have tons of white vintage buttons, but I put the vintage buttons on there, and then I put the little flowers in there, and then I put 2 for 25 cents. Those are 2 separate pieces of ephemera, and then this just lays over it like that. And I just love. It's just sweet. I don't know why. I really like that. So anyway, so that's that. This is just another piece of my coffee dyed paper. I just put some tickets in there, and another journaling card, and another ticket, which I just love it. If you haven't bought Tim's ticket book, it is so worth it because they look really like old tickets. Here's another dictionary page. Here's another piece of old school paper, and I put a corner pocket on it with just some white muslin and some lace. And then I took one of my little packets that I made for material that shows you their samples of material, and I just thought that was cute in there. I know I keep saying I thought that was cute. I thought that was cute. Well, that's why I made it. Okay, here's white paper and white lace. Here's the other half of the vellum paper, and I just took a old library catalog card, and I attached a charm to the bottom where the hole was, where it was actually in the card catalog, and then stuck it in here. And then what I try to do is have it so that the charm is on the outside, but it doesn't want to always stay, but that's how it's supposed to be. And then on this page, I had taken, this paper is from the paper line, and then I had just put go where your heart takes you, and all these quotes are from Tim's. And what I had done was I had taken a flashcard, and it was really long, and so I folded it, and then I cut it's a long story, but basically I made I did a double stacked pocket with it, and it worked out really, really well because it was really long. And then I took vintage lace and put it around it. I took a flower, and then I glossy accented that, and then there were these tiny little library cards in with the ephemera from Tim's stuff, and then also the old typing diagram when you were learning how to type. So I stuck those in there. I really like that. And then here is just a very long, pretty piece of lace I didn't want to cut. So I glued it on, and I put up a really cute little paper clip that I had made. I think I showed these. These were with the words from My Porch Prince and some of Tim's paper and his little tiny clips. And then when you take this out, it's a big tag. It's a really jumbo tag. And then I found this in a book and I loved it. And it was just, it's the definition of what an exclamation point is. And then I had some applique and an old gold button and a leaf, and I just really liked it. And I put that all on avocado paper. Okay. I know, I'm sorry you guys, this is long. This book really is thick. And on the back, I just put some flowers again. I really like those. It went well with the avocado paper. Here's another tag. And then I had made the dresses that GI Care or Kerr is showing everybody. So it's just the paper clip. There you go. And then just another one of my tags. So, and then this was on the other side of the player piano paper. The other white paper and lace. Onion skin paper. And then this is music paper with very vintage lace. This is super vintage and I just love it. Love it for this book. And here's another side pocket, and I put one of my yo-yos I had made onto a clothespin, and then some more journaling cards, and then another one of Timmie's little tabs. I thought that was cute. And then this is just a piece of dictionary page and another flower, never give up. And then my little graph paper, and then the little friends. And this was from Lori Girl on the Ridge, shows how to make these. They're so cute with little envelopes and little pictures of people. And then I put an applique behind it. And then you just lift it up and journal in it. And then one piece of lace, which is school. I thought it was perfect. School paper with the lace and the end of the book. And you can see it's even a little bit kind of curved because it's so thick. And then another pocket in here, which I didn't put anything in. So guys, oh my gosh, this is a chunky monkey, and hopefully you have enjoyed looking at it. Yeah, it was really fun to make. I highly recommend making a file folder, but the next time I do it, I would definitely do my spine twice as wide. Simply because I did not know how much it was going to be, how big it was going to be. So I did that, and then I was just going to quick show you something else, two other things I had made. I had shown you how I made those, they're called invisible paper clips, and I just love them. And I was watching Amy Love today, and she had just a great suggestion on how to just use some lace for them. So I cut out pink paper, and I did lace and buttons, and I love these words that I got from my porch prints. I use them for everything. And so I did vintage buttons. So I have this one, and I love this one, you guys. This one is so sweet. And I don't even know where I got this wooden piece. And it was in with my stuff, and it just happened to go with this, and it was garden. And so there's that one. And then this one too. This one says Dream, and it's pink fabric and lace. Super easy to make, so fun. They're all over the internet. I highly recommend making them. They can be addictive. Then the last thing I was going to show you is I have not in years, oh gosh, I think it's been probably 10 or 12 years since I have made a ATC, and I decided on Sophie's notes to be part of her summer June swap. And so all you had to do is make 3 ATC cards for 3 people, so you had to make 9. Well, I decided I'm going to make one for myself because I'd be mad if I didn't have it. So I did, and you guys, I decided since I had all the Timmie stuff out, I might as well just stay on that whole Timmie train. So I think they're supposed to be a little bit flatter, if I recall correctly, but mine are really chunky, you guys. So here's the first one that I made. And it says Be True, and it's a slide, and it's got a little key and a little number and a ruler and some lace and some other stuff. And then I used Tim's wallpaper to back it. And then behind each one of them I had a card, so it says that it's made by me. So that's the first one. Here's the second one, and this one was on a bingo card. And this one just says Everyday Life, and it's the 2 girls. And I had actually colored in their outfit. Everyone's got a different set of people because I didn't have enough family members of the same kind. So everyone has different ones, but I colored all of their stuff with the markers by Tim, and actually Lucky Day had said that if you, because they're really shiny, so the marker doesn't usually say, but if you put clear gesso on here, let it dry, and then color, oh my gosh, it works like a charm. It just makes it work so slick. Then I put one of his little charms, and I did a corner, just a piece of corner metal decorative on that. And then this is my last one, and this one is so cute. I love this one. Okay, so vintage, it has vintage lace, and it's got my two favorite girls from the 20s, and this one says Traveling Companions. I had used some of my old little tiny flowers on there, and then I had some tickets left of Tim Holtz. I have only a couple left of these. I don't think you can buy them anymore. And they have words on them, and Giggle was perfect for these two, and then just a little ticket like where they were going. And then I put on a little charm on a garment pin with a piece of lace, and this one just says Dream. So everyone has a different charm, and everyone has the same girl, but they have different words down here, and then they all have the flowers. So that is what I have been doing, you guys. And go check out some of these people. So check out, you know, Gail Agnostianello and G.I. Kerr and Lori Girl on the Ridge, and of course support Tim because we love Timmie. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, people. I'm trying to always show you new and different stuff. Maybe not different than what you already see, but I try once in a while to do something a little different, something fun. And we are trying. I am so close to getting to 1K, and when I get that, then I'm gonna tell you what my challenge is, and I'll show you what my stuff is for the giveaway. I've just been waiting. So come on, click the button, click the button. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. I hope that you're having a fabulous summer, and I hope you're enjoying the warm weather and you're getting out to see people again. It was great of you to stop by. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.